Here we have a curve with parametric equations x equals to 2t squared minus 3 and y equals to 9 minus t squared, where t is strictly greater than 0. And we've got to find a Cartesian equation of the curve in the form y equals f of x. We've got to find a Cartesian equation of the curve in the form y equals f of x. Since we want the Cartesian equation of the curve to be in the form y equals f of x, we do have to eliminate the variable t in our parametric equations. Okay, so to do this, we either pick the first or the second equation and we make t the subject. Okay, so just a quick analysis. If we look at both, we have x equals to 2t squared minus 3 and y equals to 9 minus t squared. Since I want the Cartesian equation to be of the form y equals to something in terms of x, I'm gonna take the first equation, rearrange it to make t the subject. Why? Because the second equation is already of the form y equals to something. So if I can find a replacement for t squared for the second equation, okay, I'll have to do less work. So starting with the equation for x equals to 2t squared minus 3, and rearranging it to make t the subject. First, I've got to add 3 to both sides to get x plus 3 equals to 2t squared. Then I have to divide both sides by 2 to get t squared to be x plus 3 all over 2. Next, I would take the square root to make t the subject, but actually, do I have to do it here? No, I don't. If we look at the second equation, we have a term with t squared, okay? So we do have a replacement for t squared. We don't need to take the square root to have t on its own, okay? So what we have to do next, we simply take this and we substitute this into the equation with y. So y equals to 9 minus t squared, after the substitution for t squared, becomes y equals to 9 take away x plus 3 all over 2. Okay, so next what we do, we simplify. So firstly, I'm going to simplify the inside of the bracket. So I get y equals to 9 take away. Now, what I mean by simplifying the inside of the bracket, I'm going to split the big fraction into two smaller ones. So x plus 3 all over 2 into two smaller fractions. So half of x plus 3 over 2. Okay, next I'm going to multiply out by the minus in front. So I get y equals to 9 take away half of x take away 3 over 2. Okay, remember, if there is a minus in front of the bracket, it corresponds to changing the signs in front of all the terms inside the bracket. So positive half of x becomes negative half of x, and positive 3 over 2 becomes negative 3 over 2. Okay, and then lastly, I can just collect like terms to get that y equals to negative half of x plus 15 over 2. 9 take away 3 over 2 simplifies to 15 over 2. Now, this equation should look familiar. It is an equation of a straight line with gradient of minus a half and the y-intercept of 15 over 2.